Welcome to a journey back in time to the 14th century Africa, an era of wealth and wisdom, an era of Mansa Musa. Picture a time when the world was a vast, uncharted wilderness, a time of explorers, empires, and extraordinary wealth. The 14th century was such a time, and Africa was a continent teeming with life and prosperity. At the heart of this prosperity was the Mali Empire, a beacon of wealth and wisdom that shone brightly amidst the annals of history. The Mali Empire, a vast domain stretching across the western part of the African continent, was more than just a political entity. It was a vibrant cultural hub, a melting pot of ideas and influences, and a strategic location that connected Africa to the rest of the world. Its position along the trans-Saharan trade routes made it a vital link in the global trade network, a conduit through which gold, salt, and knowledge flowed freely. Indeed, the Mali Empire was a powerhouse of economic prosperity, but it was also a beacon of intellectual wealth, a center of learning and culture that drew scholars from far and wide. Its capital, Timbuktu, was a city of libraries and universities, a testament to the empire's commitment to knowledge and scholarship. But what made the Mali Empire truly shine was its leadership. At the helm of this mighty empire was a lineage of powerful rulers, each contributing to its glory in their own unique way. But none shone brighter than Mansa Musa, the king whose name would forever be etched in gold in the annals of history. Born into royalty, Mansa Musa ascended to the throne in the early 14th century, inheriting an empire that was already flourishing. But under his rule, the Mali Empire would reach new heights of prosperity, becoming a symbol of African power and prestige that would echo through the centuries. This is the stage upon which our protagonist Mansa Musa would emerge. Now let's delve into the early life of Mansa Musa. Born in the heart of the Mali Empire, Mansa Musa's early life remains shrouded in mystery. However, what we do know paints a picture of a man destined for greatness. He was not born a prince, but rather he emerged from the ranks of the court officials. His birth name was Musa Keita, and Mansa was a title bestowed upon him later, meaning King of Kings. Mansa Musa was brought up in a society that valued learning, commerce, and religion. His upbringing in a vibrant trading hub exposed him to various cultures and ideas, shaping his worldview and fostering a keen sense of curiosity. This nurturing environment would later influence his rule, promoting education and trade across his kingdom. The path that led him to the throne was not a straightforward one. The previous king, Abu Bakr II, was consumed by an insatiable thirst for exploration. He embarked on a daring expedition across the Atlantic Ocean, leaving Mansa Musa as his deputy. When Abu Bakr II failed to return, Mansa Musa ascended to the throne, inheriting an empire rich in gold and culture. As a ruler, Mansa Musa was a visionary. His early experiences and exposure to diverse cultures led him to prioritize education and trade in his kingdom, which contributed significantly to the prosperity of Mali. He was a devout Muslim, and his faith played a pivotal role in his rule. His commitment to Islam not only fortified the spiritual fabric of his empire, but also strengthened its political and economic ties with other Islamic states. His reign marked a golden era for the Mali Empire, transforming it into an intellectual and economic powerhouse. But this journey began with a humble upbringing, a keen intellect, and a profound sense of purpose. From a humble beginning, Mansa Musa was destined for greatness. With the stage set, Mansa Musa ascends to the throne, ready to make his mark on history. Stepping into power in the 14th century, Mansa Musa was not just a king, but an emperor with a vision to expand, to educate, and to elevate his empire. His reign was a golden age for the Mali Empire, characterized by significant expansion and prosperity. Mansa Musa was a man of ambition, and his policies reflected that. He established a centralized government with a complex bureaucracy to manage the vast empire. This system not only maintained stability, but also facilitated growth. His strategic administrative approach turned Mali into a well-oiled machine, operating smoothly and efficiently, with every cog serving a purpose. Under his rule, the Mali Empire expanded significantly, reaching its zenith. The empire stretched across a vast expanse from the Atlantic Ocean to the Niger River, including present-day Senegal, Gambia, Guinea, Niger, Nigeria, Chad, and Mauritania. This expansion brought wealth, power, and prestige to Mali, making it one of the most influential empires of the time. But Mansa Musa's reign wasn't solely about territorial expansion. He also had a deep commitment to the Islamic faith, which greatly influenced his policies. He promoted Islamic law and scholarship, making Timbuktu, the capital of his empire, a major center of Islamic learning. Scholars, poets, and artists flocked to the city, attracted by the intellectual freedom and the patronage they received. Mansa Musa was deeply dedicated to his faith, and he used his wealth to promote Islam throughout his empire. He built mosques and libraries, sponsored scholars, and encouraged the study of the Quran. His commitment to religious education was so profound that it led to the establishment of the University of Sankore, one of the world's oldest universities. This institution became a beacon of knowledge, attracting scholars from all over the Islamic world and beyond, furthering the reputation of Mali as a center of learning. But his dedication to Islam wasn't confined to his own empire. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage to Mecca, which we'll delve into in the next scene, left an indelible mark on the Islamic world. His journey not only showcased his devotion, but also the wealth and power of his empire. Mansa Musa was a ruler who understood the value of trade. He took steps to control and expand the trans-Saharan trade routes, which brought an influx of gold, salt, and other goods into the empire. This trade boosted the economy, leading to unprecedented wealth and prosperity. Under Mansa Musa, Mali became a hub of culture, learning, and commerce. His policies fostered an environment of growth and prosperity, turning the Mali Empire into one of the most advanced and richest societies of the time. His reign saw the perfect blend of power, faith, and wealth, which was reflected in the prosperity of his empire. His leadership brought stability, growth, and intellectual advancement, making the Mali Empire a shining beacon in the annals of history. Mansa Musa's reign was a golden era of progress and prosperity. His policies, his expansion, and his dedication to the Islamic faith transformed the Mali Empire, making it a powerhouse of wealth, culture, and learning. Under his rule, Mali flourished like never before, earning a place in the annals of history. Now we turn to one of the most iconic chapters in Mansa Musa's life, his legendary Hajj journey. In the year 1324, Mansa Musa embarked on his famous pilgrimage to Mecca, a journey that would not only change his life but also dramatically alter the world's perception of his kingdom. This was no ordinary journey. Mansa Musa didn't just travel, he transformed his pilgrimage into a grand spectacle that announced Mali's wealth and power to the world. Imagine this, a caravan stretching as far as the eye could see, consisting of thousands of people, including soldiers, officials, entertainers, merchants, and slaves. Amongst them were 100 camels, each carrying up to 300 pounds of pure gold. Mansa Musa's entourage was a sight to behold, a moving city of gold cutting across the vast desert. But Mansa Musa did more than just parade his wealth. He generously distributed gold along his path, from Cairo to Mecca. His generosity was so immense that it disrupted economies. In Cairo, the value of gold plummeted due to the sheer amount Mansa Musa had given away. It would take years for the local economy to recover. Yet the effects of Mansa Musa's journey went beyond economics. His pilgrimage put Mali on the map, quite literally. Up until then, many in the Eastern world knew little about this West African empire. But Mansa Musa's journey changed that. Stories of his wealth and generosity spread across the known world, from Africa to Asia, from Europe to the Middle East. Mansa Musa was not content with just being a wealthy king, he wanted to be a learned one too. Along his journey, he met with scholars and brought them back to Mali, sparking a golden age of learning and culture in his kingdom. He built schools, libraries, and mosques, turning his capital, Timbuktu, into one of the world's leading centers of Islamic learning. But perhaps the most significant impact of Mansa Musa's Hajj was on the Islamic world. His journey was a powerful demonstration of his devotion to his faith. He showed that a Muslim king could rule a prosperous and powerful kingdom while embodying the virtues of humility and generosity. His pilgrimage served as a model for other Muslim rulers and deepened the integration of West Africa into the Islamic world. In essence, Mansa Musa's Hajj was more than a religious obligation. It was a strategic move that amplified Mali's prestige on the global stage. It was a display of wealth and power, a demonstration of piety, and an investment in knowledge and culture. His journey was not just a pilgrimage, but a bold statement of Mali's wealth and influence. With such a remarkable life and reign, Mansa Musa left a legacy that still resonates today. Mansa Musa's impact is felt not just in the annals of history but in the very fabric of modern Mali and Africa. His reign was a golden era that transformed Mali into a hub of learning and culture. He understood the power of knowledge and invested heavily in education. He built schools across his empire, fostering a society that valued and pursued intellectual growth. His commitment to education laid the foundation for the renowned University of Sankore in Timbuktu, which remains a symbol of African intellectual achievement to this day. In addition to education, Mansa Musa's reign was marked by a flourishing of architecture. The magnificent mosques that he built, such as the Jingwereber Mosque in Timbuktu, stand as monuments to his reign and to the architectural prowess of the time. These architectural marvels, built with intricate designs and innovative construction techniques, transform the cityscape of Mali and remain iconic landmarks. But the influence of Mansa Musa extended beyond the borders of his empire. His legendary Hajj journey to Mecca put Mali and Africa on the global map. Tales of his extraordinary wealth and generosity spread across continents, reshaping the world's perception of Africa. No longer was this continent seen as a remote and uncharted territory, but a place of immense wealth and potential. This shift in perception opened the doors for increased trade and cultural exchange between Africa and the rest of the world. Mansa Musa's promotion of education, his architectural contributions, and his influence on the global perception of Africa are all part of his enduring legacy. But perhaps the most powerful aspect of his legacy is the inspiration he provides. His story, a tale of a king who used his wealth not for personal aggrandizement but for the betterment of his people and society, still resonates today. In a world often characterized by wealth disparities and self-interest, Mansa Musa serves as a reminder of the potential for wealth to be used for the greater good. His commitment to education and culture, his generosity, and his transformative leadership are all qualities that continue to inspire and resonate. So when we speak of Mansa Musa, we speak not just of a king who was astoundingly wealthy, but of a visionary leader who used his wealth and power to foster growth, development, and enlightenment. His legacy is not merely one of material wealth, but of intellectual richness, cultural vibrancy, and transformative leadership. Mansa Musa, a man of wealth and wisdom, left an indelible mark on the world. His legacy, like the golden sands of the Sahara that he once ruled, continues to shine, illuminating the path for future generations. His story is not just a chapter in history, but a beacon of inspiration that transcends time and place. As we reach the end of this journey, we reflect on the life of a man often dubbed as the richest in history. Mansa Musa, a name that still echoes through the annals of time, a king whose wealth was so immense it's hard to fully comprehend. Let's take a step back and revisit the key points of this extraordinary man's life. Born into a lineage of rulers, Mansa Musa ascended to the throne of the Mali Empire in the 14th century. His reign was marked by prosperity and expansion, turning Mali into a powerhouse of wealth and culture. This was a time when Mali was literally worth its weight in gold, with vast reserves of the precious metal bolstering the empire's coffers. But Mansa Musa's wealth wasn't just about the tangible. Yes, he had more gold than one could ever dream of. But his true wealth lay in his wisdom, his leadership, and his zealous commitment to his faith. His famous Hajj journey to Mecca not only demonstrated his devoutness, but also showcased the staggering opulence of his kingdom to the wider world. He distributed gold so freely on his journey that he caused inflation in regions he passed through. So why is he considered the richest man in history? It's a combination of factors: the sheer volume of gold at his disposal, the size of his kingdom, and the prosperity he brought to his people. But perhaps more importantly, it's the lasting impact he made. Mansa Musa put Mali on the world map, literally and figuratively. His reign brought about a golden age of learning and culture, the effects of which can still be seen today in the rich tapestry of African history. In essence, Mansa Musa's wealth wasn't just about gold or land, it was about influence. His actions shaped a continent and left an indelible mark on history. He utilized his wealth for the betterment of his kingdom and his people, setting a precedent for future rulers. Mansa Musa, a king of unparalleled wealth and wisdom, a man whose legacy continues to shape our understanding of Africa's rich history. As we close this chapter of history, we hope you've enjoyed this journey through time. From the golden sands of Mali to the rich tales of Mansa Musa, we've unveiled the life, reign, and legacy of a man whose wealth was beyond comprehension. We encourage you to delve deeper, to question, to explore. History is a vast tapestry, and every thread holds a story waiting to be told. Share this video with others who share your curiosity. Let the tales of the past inspire conversations today, and remember, this is just the beginning. Our next journey dives into the heart of the Byzantine Empire, a civilization of grandeur and intrigue. We'll step into the world of emperors and gladiators, of art and culture that shaped our world today. Thank you for watching Time Trail. Please subscribe and join us as we continue to explore history's fascinating stories.